everybody, and welcome back to the Belongcast. I'm Diana, and I have Semih here sitting with me. And today we decided to have, in a spirit of the holidays, to have a conversation about the upcoming holidays, which is Sinterklaas and Christmas, right? And New Year's.
Yeah, so Sinterklaas and Christmas. So Diana, why do we have two different celebrations which is looking like each other in Netherlands?
I have no clue. I mean, it's so confusing. I mean, in other countries, we have Santa Claus with Christmas, right? Because I was born in former USSR, and we had a different version. Our Santa Claus came on New Year's because there was no Christmas. Christmas usually comes after the New Year's there because it's Orthodox. How was it in Turkey?
Yeah, in Turkey, the Christmas is not really used or celebrated because the amount of Christians are very, minority in Turkey. Islam is the biggest religion. So Christmas doesn't, it is being celebrated by the Christians, of course, but not the majority of the country. It's more like New Year's, and New Year's Eve is being celebrated by Turkish people, and that's to celebrate, the New Year is coming and the old year is going. But Christmas is not really a cultural thing. And until I come here, I didn't used to celebrate Christmas, but I wasn't aware of Sinterklaas at all. I mean,
neither was I.
No, exactly. So, at the end of November, you start seeing the figures that look like Santa Claus, but it's not also Santa Claus either. So he is different. He has a white horse riding, and there are...
And he's slim. He's not fat.
No, not at all. Exactly.
He's really working out Santa.
No, exactly. So there is no reindeers, there is no sleigh, and there is no snow either.
Yeah, just Pete's.
No, exactly. So that was a bit surprising for me. So why there is a guy who is a high staff in his hand, and there are people around him who are helpers and carrying some sacks, on their backside, and
like the Dutch version of elves.
Oh yeah, exactly. So in Netherlands they are being called Zwarte Piet.
Well, they used to be.
Yes.
Right now there's the whole. Yeah, well.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it's also just mentioned slightly. Yeah, it was being called Zwarte Piet, but that was a traditional way. But now it's just being called Piets as a helper.
There's still talks about it because a lot of people think that it's quite racist to call it that, but actually the original story, the native Dutch, they say that the original story is not about racism. It's actually about the helpers going down the chimneys, and that's why they get dirty from the chimneys. So indeed, when sometimes they put makeup on their faces when it looks like chimney, perhaps, but usually they're completely covered in black, and it's gone. That's not how you're gonna look when you go down the chimney.
No, exactly. Yes, and about that, since we are talking about the Piets, so in the national broadcasting NPO in here in Netherlands, there is also a program that takes 10 minutes every day. Is being called Sinterklaas Journaal. That's really aiming the kids, and so the idea of this is that in this like a short news for kids, and they go through the idea of the Sinterklaas. Sinterklaas is coming from Spain.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the origin of the story? Was he born in Spain, or it comes from somewhere else?
No, according to history, he wasn't born in Spain. But so the facts we know is that there was a Saint Nicholas who has lived 2,000 years ago. Right now, it's in Antalya, Turkey. By the time it was a different name, probably. And that person was helping to other people and also giving some gifts to the children.
Is it like Jesus' time or past Jesus' time?
Probably. Maybe just after, because it's been called saint. So that is a relation, probably.
Oh, yes.
And so this story evolved years and years. Now we are after 2,000 years, we are still celebrating Sinterklaas. Or in Germany, it's called Saint Nicholas. And in USA, it's called Santa Claus and so on. Different names.
In Russia, it's called Ded Moroz.
Exactly. Thank you. So, the idea is this, but I'm not sure exactly how it is transferred to Spain. For what reason, so I don't remember. But
maybe there was a Turkish invasion in Spain?
No, not that I know of.
maybe Spain used to be Turkey, or vice versa. I mean, maybe was a shift. Again, I don't want to sound dumb, but
no, throw your idea. I don't know.
No, I mean, like I was thinking, maybe there was some kind of tectonic shift, and then something, but maybe that happened like way before.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
But there must be some reason that why Sinterklaas is coming from Spain. I just don't know.
I mean, it's like with the Jerusalem, right? You have stories about Jerusalem, people coming to the port on boats, but Jerusalem sits just in the middle of the land. There's no water anywhere, like hours away from neither directions. So,
exactly. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew this. Well, there must be a reason.
Because when you see those films about crusades and stuff like that, they like come on boats to Jerusalem, and we're protecting. But there's no water there, unless it used to be somewhere in a different location before.
Yeah, maybe they were calling some other place Jerusalem by the time. Is it possible?
I have no idea. Maybe. So who knows? Maybe that's it. Maybe this is something that we should look into.
Yes.
Not to sound too dumb to people listening.
Let's take a note and then fill this gap indeed. And about, so basically Sinterklaas is coming from Spain on a boat, usually, the traditional way, with the pits. And so in this Sinterklaas journal, there is a reporter and she, now there is a technology, so they connect via just online to the boat and then talk with.
Oh, really? There's like live.
Exactly. So when you watch it, you feel like, okay, there's a reporter. Reporter just talks to. So there's headmaster of the pits, right? It's called in Dutch hoofdpiet. So
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
No, that person arranges all the gifts that is coming because the pits are helping creating the gifts and then they are going to deliver to the kids, right? So and the reporter has an online communication with the hoofdpiet and then and every year there is something going wrong, during the process. So one year the boat was broken, for instance. They couldn't come by.
For real, or that was just...
No, that's the scenario, of course, for the kids to keep their interest. And every year they come up with something. So one year the boat was broken. So Sinterklaas had to fly with a plane. That was the first time, for instance. And there's other time they lost the gifts and they had to find it and so on. So every time there is something going wrong.
Dora the Explorer,
yeah,
Sinterklaas style.
it's a kind of storytelling for kids, so they increase their curiosity, and kids get more engaged on the whole story. That usually starts 2-3 weeks before the Sinterklaas, and ends on 5th December. That's in Dutch called Pakjesavond. It's literally I think it's called gift evening or something. That's the night usually kids get their gifts. So the whole idea is that kids, they write some, they do some drawings, and every night or some nights they just put their drawings into their shoes with a carrot, and they. So basically, because you say this Sinterklaas reports starts about 3 weeks before, and I think is probably the taking out the shoe maybe starts around that area because it takes I remember a while. I never did that, Sinterklaas. My husband with his kids, of course. But I came in while the youngest was already... It was 1 year. After that, you already knew that it's not real. So there was no point in continuing that. But I think it lasts like for 2-3 weeks, right? With the shoe taken out? Yes, correct. So there is every year there's an official date of when the Sinterklaas arrives to Netherlands.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like 15 November or something. I don't remember exactly, maybe 10th of November. So that's official, and and every year, according to this NPO broadcast, and officially, Sinterklaas comes to one town or city of Netherlands. So this year it's Texel, one island from the north of the country.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the Sinterklaas journal, that what's the destination of Sinterklaas, and Sinterklaas always comes to the place at the same time, but also local municipalities they also. Arrange their own arrivals of the Sinterklaas. So actually there is not one Sinterklaas in the whole Netherlands. Exactly. There are many of them. And if you are living in that city as a child, you just go there and then celebrate the arrival of Sinterklaas. So you literally, as a child, see it coming. And from that moment, you can start putting your shoes outside, because that means Piets are here, Sinterklaas are here. Then they can start delivering you your
But it
gifts.
really actually coincides very nicely with the Dutch culture of part-time jobs. So we have the Santa Claus that basically in one night gives gifts to the entire world of kids.
Exactly.
But in Netherlands, we have many Santa Clauses, many Sinterklaases, each one for its city, so they will not overwork. I mean, we know that Netherlands is the number one part-time jobs country in the world. So this is really aligns well with the narrative.
True. Although Sinterklaas and the Piets are working during the night, I hope they are getting paid for the night shift. That's also not true. That doesn't really align with the Dutch working culture either. And on top of that, kids are really excited. So they leave their drawings outside with the carrot. And the idea is that Sinterklaas always rides a horse, a white horse. It's called Ozo Snel. And
Also snel as also fast?
I think so. I never thought about it, but I always resembled something like this.
Okay.
Also Snel. So when he comes, of course, with the Piets, the horse takes the carrot out of the shoe, and Sinterklaas takes the drawing out and leaves the Piets leave the package of the gift for the kid and leave. So the kids usually leave their shoes outside, and the next day in the morning when they check it, drawing is gone, carrot is gone, and there are gifts. And usually when there are Piets, there is some small cookies, what's called kruidnoten or pepernoten.
Ah, okay. So these are for Piets.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Piets bring it, and
Piets bring it.
Yeah, Piets bring it, and they put it in the shoes also. It's wrapped in a plastic probably, so in that way. But also in the arrivals of the Sinterklaas when kids go there. So the Piets are a bit like childish. So they are playful. So for instance, Sinterklaas just has an authority. He just goes there and then talks to the kids. But the Piets are more cheerful, playful. They just play with the kids. They put some paper note in there. They just put in their clothes or something without noticing them, or throw them away.
Oh, that's nice.
To the people. Yeah, it's just a ceremony like this, and kids are just enjoying it a lot here in Netherlands. So that was also interesting for me when I joined because of the kids, because of my kids. I was also, started watching this Sinterklaas journal and, being involved in this Pakjesavond and all. That's how I get to know all this information, to be honest.
What I remember from one time that I saw it happen, that there's also when they put out the shoe in those weeks, they have to sing a little song. Because I remember my husband was... and my husband is Dutch, and with his kids, that they were standing and sitting, singing. There's various songs that you the child must sing as a, or maybe I'm confusing. That's also possible.
Yeah, could be. I'm not, I don't know all the traditions around the country, so there may be different things. So maybe in some cases they also sing some songs for Sinterklaas. But what I know is that, that goes like 2-3 weeks. I think 3 weeks in total. And at the end, the 5 December is the night of what we call Pakjesavond. And in traditional way, there is always a poem written by the person. Because Pakjesavond is a bit like giving the gifts between the family.
It's like Boxing Day.
Exactly. So people in the family, they give present to each other, and during this giving the gifts, they also write a nice poem, which is funny, but also a bit insulting.
Yeah, they're just making fun of one another.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Making fun of other. So it has sometimes it also has information that only that person knows, for instance, the poem targeting to, or it may be inside joke between them. And during that night, as a family, they just give the gift and also read the poem. But it's not private, it's just inside with the other people. So that's why making fun of between.
It's just between family members.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot make fun of other people just like, oh, by the way, you're so blah, blah, blah.
You never know. I wasn't born here, so my family also never celebrated it, so that I never experienced something like this. But that's always the story that I hear from my colleagues, my friends, or my neighbors. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the Sinterklaas.
Yeah. It is quite different than Christmas. Like some call it Father Christmas, right?
Yeah,
somebody
I think so.
I don't know which nations. It would be interesting, to people to write in the comments in their own countries what kind of rituals are around Christmas, or maybe there's something other than Sinterklaas that we are not aware in other countries of the world, and that would be interesting to know people's ways of celebrating. I can say about the Soviet Sinterklaas, we call it Ded Moroz, so Father Freeze, maybe that would be the direct translation.
In which language is it?
Russian.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Father Freeze, Father Cold, and he's an old man, also a fat old man, but he doesn't have a wife. He has a granddaughter, a very nice-looking lady. It's like it looks like he's looked like a sugar papa, and her name is Snegurочка.
Okay.
So she's like maybe direct translation, snow something. So he's an old man with a very beautiful, very young, very gorgeous and sexy sometimes, maybe barely 20 years old kind of. And that's the duo of the holidays in previous Soviet countries. It's at New Year's. It's not around Christmas, it's New Year's. That's when all the celebrations.
Do they have specific roles, this granddaughter and
well,
father?
she's classified as his granddaughter, but many think that perhaps she's not. Maybe.
And is she helping, like giving the presents also?
Yeah, she's there. She's beautiful. She's like a trophy wife in a way. Very young,
okay,
very pretty, and he's an old, and of course there's a lot of songs and there are lots of and things and activities and also gifts that are given, but she's just there literally, like just singing, just
dancing,
dancing, singing and stuff like that. So this is my childhood Santa Claus.
Wow,
from what I remember.
That's quite interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So each country it's very different tradition.
And which date exactly do you celebrate this?
31st and 1st, New Year's.
So it's the 31st December night, probably, or something. Yeah. Okay.
Usually, because depending on which countries, right? Because I come from Lithuania, and Lithuania is Catholic. So Catholics do celebrate Christmas in 24, 25, 26. These are the days indeed for Catholics. But because we're Jewish, so we never really celebrated Christmas. So, and even regardless, in the Christmas, there was no Santa Claus. It was just on New Year's. So we would put up the tree on the 30th of December. And then, of course, the celebrations and everything. And I was always thinking, like, why can't we have the tree early? Yeah, this is so pretty and nice. But in the Orthodox parts of the various Soviet countries, the Christmas is on the 7th of January. So first you have the New Year's, and then you have the Christmas, and then you also have an old young New Year's, because in the old times of I think still in the imperial times of Russia, the New Year's would come, I think, on the 13th of January or something like that. So basically, people start celebrating from the 30th, usually from the New Year's, and 2 weeks in. Everybody's drunk.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's a different kind of, at least that used to be in the past.
Okay.
I haven't been there for a while.
No. Yeah, exactly. Also the calendar has been changed, right? As you said. So, before the Jesus was born, during the Roman times, the New Year was starting, if I'm not mistaken, around March. So, and the whole year was about 10 months in the end.
Yeah.
And there was no...
I thought it was by the lunar calendar. Isn't lunar calendar 13 months?
30? No, I think it should be 10 months. So that's why the September, October, November, and December in Latin means the what's it called, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 7th, 8th, and the 9th and 10th month. And with December,
I did not know.
It's just finished, and there is no January and February. So it's 10 months. But if you're in January, then basically you're just in the limbo. And the New Year starts in March. I think that was also aligned with spring because the world just refreshes. Everything comes out alive. From trees are opening their leaves are coming out, and so on. That also makes more sense to me. But then later on, apparently there are 2 more new months added for some reason. Maybe it was because of the taxation of the back-old empires. And then later on it became like a 12-month. And now the New Year is switched to the January. Yeah. And we're celebrating it.
Oh, that's cool. Well, back to the Netherlands now.
Yes, exactly.
We got deviated a little bit. So another thing, that around Christmas, if we're now talking about Christmas, we talked about Sinterklaas a bit. So in Christmas, there are several... did you know that... So first of all, the Christmas here is celebrated 25th, 26th, and not the 24th.
Yes. Yeah. So, why there are 2 Christmas celebration here, Diana?
Do you know? I have no idea.
I actually don't know either the reason. 25th and 26th, as you said, it's called Eerste Kerstdag, and the Tweede Kerstdag literally means the first Christmas day and the second Christmas day. But I understand it that way, that the first one is, maybe you can celebrate by yourself, but the second one is with your family.
Yeah, on the second one, actually, I don't know if you know, it's actually a national go to the movies day. So Dutch people on the second Christmas day usually go to the movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I had no idea about that, and my husband told me. And actually, we went once, and the cinema was packed. Packed. It's usually if we go to a film, it's like barely anybody there. There was almost no space. Like everything was packed.
And is there in a traditional way, is there a specific movie that is always watched?
No. They just go together to a movie.
Whatever movie is there in the cinema.
Yeah. Another thing that usually over Christmas is done, those little, I always mispronounce it, gourmetten, that little plate with the little meaties and little... Gourmet. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I really have troubles pronouncing it correctly. But this is something indeed that they put out, and this is they do that on Christmas and on Easter.
Do you do it, by the way?
Yes, we do it at home.
Can you explain us and the listeners also? Because I know what you mean, but can you explain it? It would be better.
So imagine a barbecue indoors. So instead of having like a full-blown grill, it's like this big plate that is connected to electricity, and it's just a hot plate. And then, and actually, if you go to the stores soon enough, you will start seeing just before a few weeks before Christmas, Albertine and other department stores, they have this boxes of small meaties, small pieces of fish that actually already cut into for this particular thing, for gourmet,
I guess. I may be pronouncing it wrong as well, so sorry for the people who are listening.
Yeah. And we are vegans, so for us, of course, we don't do that. But then we also, in the vegan section, you can see a lot of small... they start even for the vegan section to do small sausages, small burgers, small schnitzels, small little pieces that actually is made for that. So some people also or pre-order. I'd say that that they make in advance butchers or or fish people that do that. And then you can request in advance, and they prepare for you depending on how many people you're going to be having. And then you just go and pick it up on the day, and everything just little various pieces of, and then you throw it on this hot plate with some vegetables. And usually it's supposed to be this long conversational dinner, like gezellig, and everybody's sitting and eating. And this is at least what my husband says, because for us, we sit down, half an hour, we're done. Because kids have no patience. They just want to put it all fast. They want to eat it fast. And there's like, can we go? Can we go? And my husband is always like, oh, this is not how it's supposed to be.
No.
It's supposed to be, like when you do a barbecue, right? And you have people over, and it's like a progressive dinner that takes few hours.
With a lot of chatting and also talking about
exactly.
lots of wine involved, of course.
Yes, but because we're the only adults with all the kids. So indeed, when there's more adults join, that is nice, then it's indeed might be longer conversation and it's more nicer time. But with kids, it's just because they don't have the patience of doing it slowly, taking a little piece, having conversation, taking another piece. So this is something that's very traditional here in the Netherlands from what I encountered.
Yeah. Well, thank you for explaining it. Yeah, because as you said, it's indeed a traditional Dutch thing, and many families still do it. Although, maybe the young people and the new generation may not be following it. But still, I know that from my also neighbors that it's still a thing and it will carry on probably for generations.
Mm.
And Christmas is then also, I'm not sure your experience is that, but my experience is that Christmas here in Netherlands is more like spending time with the family, eating together, having fun together, chatting together, because also it may be that some people are not living with their family for throughout the year. They may have been living in a different city or something. So that's also an opportunity for them to come together and spend time and, share the same table and spend some cheerful moments together. So that also differs between the Sinterklaas and also the Christmas here as well. So Sinterklaas is more like giving a present, and it's also now it's evolving to more like a for children oriented thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Christmas is more like
Adults.
family and adults. Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit controversial to how it's being celebrated in other countries, right?
Yeah.
So
and here they don't have gifts on Christmas.
No.
It's just on Sinterklaas. That's when the gifts come out.
Gifts are for the Sinterklaas, indeed. So Pakjesavond is 5 December. That's where you get your gifts. And so, yeah, if you are coming from a country where you have a Christmas tree and you start putting in the gifts under the...
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I always
tree.
loved it. As a child, I would be so... I couldn't sleep at night. I would wake up early in the morning, just run down and look for like under the tree what the gifts. Yeah, I think it's more special.
Yeah, it's exciting. I understand. But yeah, here in Netherlands, it's a bit different. So, but I see more and more also here, the people are also celebrating the Christmas in a different way. Not Dutch way, but more universal way, where there is a tree, there are gifts underneath or decoration and the lights in the tree. And also, many people are also... in my neighborhood, at least, every year I see more people are putting lights outside of their trees.
We did do that too.
Yeah, in their garden. I love that.
It's beautiful. I love this time of year. Everything light and beautiful. And especially I love it like the weather like today. So we are talking today is 21st of December. And this morning...
November.
November,
Yes.
21st of November. And tonight was a frosty night, -3. So come out and in the morning, and it's very sunny today, but it's very cold. And I love this kind of weather because it's like when it indeed is just like even a small minus, for me, it's way easier to tolerate than plus because the humidity goes down. And then the frostiness, and especially in the evening, soon is going to be, it's now 2 o'clock, and in a minute it's going to be darkness again.
Yeah.
And then all the lights and beautiful. I used to love going to Amsterdam as well in that period of time. It was just so magical with the canals and the lights, and it's just the beautiful time of the year.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it too. And also during this Christmas time, now you reminded me something when you said about the lights and all. There's also Christmas markets here in Netherlands, and also
not as fancy as Germany though.
No, yeah, true. But there are also more places are opening up, so it can be an interesting place to go with during the Christmas with your family, with your children, if you have, or with your friends. And also something during this time is also very popular to eat here in Netherlands is oliebollen.
Yeah, that's what New Year's.
That's for the New Year's.
Yeah,
But
I was wondering if there's anything for Christmas, like special food, Christmas food, besides the gourmetten or whatever, the little meaties.
no, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But New Year's Eve, indeed.
Yes, the oliebollen is, you can start seeing the carts outside who are
Yeah,
selling.
from mid-October, I think, they open until end of January.
And during the January also you can buy them.
Yeah, until the end of January, and then it's done.
I love them. I don't know what's your
I love
experience.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
They are like, it's dough, like a small,
It's like a donut.
Yeah, it's like a big size of like a tennis ball, and but there is no hole in it.
Yeah.
The shape, so it's like a dough. It's usually mixed with either raisin or something else,
krentenbollen.
or krente.
Yeah, krentenbollen, that's the raisins ones, or the regular oliebollen.
Yeah, and then they just deep fry it, and it's beautiful. There is also a version with the rum. Also, I don't know. Have you tried it?
No.
It's really nice. Well, you can just go to a Christmas market, get some oliebollen with some glühwein, what we call, just a warm wine with some spice in it.
Yeah.
And it's great outside activity, I guess, especially in this winter.
Yeah, when it's cold, yeah. Unfortunately, because we're vegans, it's more challenging for us to find oliebollen. But if there's any vegans listening, actually in the center of Almere, we have two oliebollen krams, whatever they're called. So one on the side of the gemeente and one on the other side of on the markt, right? So on the side of the gemeente, they make vegan oliebollen because they don't use dairy. And then basically the vegans, like if some vegan people listen to us, so they can know. This is usually when we buy our oliebollen.
Thank you for the information. I think that's useful. And
then, of course, the fireworks.
Then the fireworks.
Yes.
Oh, great. Now we are in the New Year's Eve.
I hate it. I mean, it's
How was your
beautiful.
experience? How was your experience? Or the first experience, let's say.
Of the fireworks.
Yes.
I think the first time I came here to the Netherlands for New Year's was in 2016. It's just a year before I moved here. And I was staying in Amsterdam, a friend of mine, and he has the roof, so I went up to the roof. But literally, I couldn't see nothing. There was just smoke. You couldn't even see when you put your hand out. That was because from the amount of smoke and the smell and the noise that actually already starting. And from what I read in news, they do want to ban it. And they said that it's banned to do fireworks. But people just go to Germany, go to Belgium, and they buy. And we have friends of the family. And they usually, every year, I think they save through the year. And for the New Year's, I think they spend like 3,000 to 5,000 euros on fireworks.
Yeah, I remember same stories from my colleagues as well.
And it's just like, oh my God, one time we were at our neighbors. And it was just, first of all, it's beautiful, really. I remember it always is beautiful to watch fireworks and this. But it's cold to be outside. And we were sitting, and at some point, when people get really, really, really drunk and they have fireworks, that's not a good recipe.
That's not a great match, I guess.
No, I mean, like at some point we were, it was some years back, so we were sitting outside. It was already 4 a.m., I think, or something. People were piss drunk. And then somebody just thought it was a great idea to start throwing fireworks in the house.
Inside the house.
So they literally took on the wall, and I was like, oh my God. It was, luckily nothing was burned. But I was thinking like, who gives the people this? And maybe indeed banning it is the right way to go. I mean, because kids, so many people lose their limbs.
Yes.
Fingers
every year, right? Every year during the New Year's, we have seen in the news that many kids, they are getting, wounded. They sometimes lose their, hands, fingers, ears, eyes. So, there are horrible news. You keep seeing it in the news, and unfortunately, it keeps happening and happening. So Dutch government is, as you said, every year they make a rule and they cancel or ban many fireworks that are not allowed by the Dutch government. But unfortunately, in European Union, since it's a Schengen area, people can just go to other countries, which can be legal in other countries.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they can buy and bring it here in Netherlands. And unfortunately, kids just accessing it.
Yeah.
So as a parent, you can only just keep an eye on your kid, of course. But if the kid is a bit grown up, of course, you cannot just keep an eye on it all the time. So yeah, these are unfortunate events. We keep seeing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fireworks is quite interesting. When I came here, it was 2018. It was during the May. So so when it became the end of the year, we were living in Waterwijk, and so we had been there already for 5-6 months.
Waterwijk, it's a neighborhood in Almere, just if somebody is not familiar with.
Yeah, thank you. And and it was a very peaceful, quiet neighborhood, right? And people were, explaining us how the New Year's Eve is being celebrated here in the Netherlands. And I was like, well, you know what? I live in a peaceful neighborhood. I don't think it's going to happen. I remember it was 31st of December. So around 8 o'clock in the evening. No, 6 o'clock in the evening.
So late? Usually you can already hear from the morning.
No, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. I started hearing the fireworks. And then it.
How old were your kids?
So they were like 5 and 2.
Okay, so still quite young that they go to sleep and all.
Yes, yeah. So they were going to go to sleep, and I was okay. I didn't think it was going to be an issue. Then, after 6, it started, increasing. 7, it made, quite pike. At 8, it was like the high point, and it was everywhere. It was like constantly fireworks. The sky was, although it was dark, it was almost like a daylight. You always keep seeing things around you, and of course my kids just jumped from their sleep, right?
Duh.
Yeah, I had these headphones to put them to make sure that they are, because inside the house also you keep hearing this. There is no way to just shut this sound outside. So it wasn't, I was also panicking. I didn't know what to do, and I wasn't prepared for this at all. It started at 6 o'clock, and it was 4 a.m. in the morning. There was still fireworks. It was amazingly long, loud, and I was also surprised, how much amount of money has been spent on the fireworks.
A lot.
By the time when I checked, it was 2018, if I am not mistaken. It was 60 million. Yeah, 60 million euros.
Wow.
So 60 million euros in the nationwide in Netherlands.
Just in Netherlands.
Yes.
So 60 million euros were spent for one night.
Yes, correct. For the fireworks.
For the fire. Oh my God.
And that keeps increasing. That kept increasing and increasing every year. But during the Corona time, of course, it drastically stopped, and because of many reasons. And there's a pandemic and so on. Then many municipalities started banning it. So it was official by the time, and only that day official, by the way. It was starting after 3 p.m. or something, and it was allowed to New Year's, the first day. And also it was mandatory to clean up, all the things, because if you go out in the first day of the year, you see everywhere laying down the fireworks.
Yeah, but it's still so.
It is still so, I agree.
It's like with the dog poo.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it in a nice way. But technically you should clean up after your dog, but nobody really does.
Nobody does it. No.
So it's the same thing. You should clean after your fireworks, but...
Yeah, that's maybe also an important thing to notice. So here in Netherlands, everywhere is green. So you see a lot of grass everywhere. But that doesn't mean that you can safely just sit on it and then enjoy the view.
Oh, step on it.
Yeah, highly likely you will step on a...
Always look behind. And always look under your feet. Yes, under your feet. In Amsterdam, they're more strict about it. But here in Almere, there's no supervision and it's very frustrating.
No, true. So yeah, and the New Year's is just about the celebration with the fireworks. But I see also it's drastically getting lower and lower every year because the ban is many municipalities are increasing the ban. There are still kids of people who are doing it or young adults. But if I compare to 2018, now we're in 2025, there is a huge amount of decrease in
Yes.
the amount of fireworks. So yeah, well, if you're coming to Netherlands or Almere, in Almere especially there are less. But if you go to cities like Rotterdam, Amsterdam, or Eindhoven, maybe you will still see a lot of fireworks going on, no matter what. So in the big cities, it's still a thing.
Yes.
But in the smaller cities or in the countryside, it's getting lower and lower.
Yeah. And thank God for that, because it is indeed very frustrating, especially when you have young kids or animals. I know people who go and move actually for the New Year's, go somewhere away just to avoid that. Yeah. I think, do we have anything else to talk about the winter holidays? I mean, any special things?
Nothing comes to my mind, Randa.
Just a hangover, right?
Yeah, just hangover. Make sure that you take another day off after the New Year's
Oh,
Eve.
yes, indeed. You should definitely don't plan any works for 2nd of January. I actually had somebody wanted to schedule a meeting for me in 2nd January, and I said, nah.
That's not going to happen.
No. No. Okay.
Well, thank you, Diana, for sharing your experiences.
Yeah, you
And
too.
I think that's all for today.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time and have great holidays.
Tot ziens.
Tot ziens.